All right, welcome everybody. This is Jaime Ocariz here from Modus Title, and I am here with it's Ara. How do you pronounce your last name?
Hakobyan.
Hakobyan, right?
First name is Ara, last name is Hakobyan.
Yeah. And the reason I'm interviewing him is he is doing something that I think it's innovative what he does and how he does it, but he's very genuine about working with people that are possibly going through foreclosure and pre-foreclosures, but he has a really unique process with it, and I just wanted to find out a little bit about it, so that's why I have him here at our Modus office, just talking to him about it. So let's start. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, Jaime, I am just another real estate broker that's out there trying to help people, but I do my service a little bit differently. I'm not just a hustler going to the people and let me sell this, let me buy this.
Yeah.
But actually, I try to help those that are not getting help very much. Sometimes there's a lot of money in it, sometimes there's not.
Right.
But I don't discriminate. I would just go out and help people when they need my help. And the main reason for it is because back in the crash of 2008, in 2007, 2008, I lost all my homes, all my real estate homes to foreclosure. And back then I didn't have anyone that would help me, that would give me an advice, that would tell me how to save those properties. I just didn't get any income, I wasn't able to make payments, and the banks, they just came and they took it from me. But then as I was going through that process, I started learning about it. I started doing more investigations,
research,
investigation to find out what my rights were. I wanted to find out what my options were. And unfortunately I lost my houses, but I got a great deal of knowledge about it.
Okay, that's good. Look at it.
That was a lesson well learned, and that was a lesson that I had to pay for dearly.
And how long have you been helping people with the unfortunate, of going through pre-foreclosures or possibly losing their house?
Well, basically since I lost my house in 2008, I started doing my research to find out what were my options and what happened there, to kind of try to settle with my own self and move on with my life. And in the process, I got my real estate license in 2010, so I've been helping people for 11 years since then.
And so, because I bet you most people would be wondering, oh, so you help them with pre-foreclosure, so do you help them keep their house? I mean, do you find a miracle? They're out of work, they can't afford it, and you come in and boom, you find them secret cash, and they get to keep their house.
Yes and no.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a single solution for everyone. First of all, what I do is I give people their options. One of the options is yes, they can get to keep their house.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I don't make any money doing that, but I hope that I create an everlasting relationship. So when these people ever need to sell their house, they're going to come to me.
Okay.
So that's kind of my way of helping them if they can afford it. Another option is they do nothing, and the whole house goes to the bank. They get foreclosed on. The sheriff comes and knocks on their door, and they have to leave, or whatever. If they have any equity, they lose the equity. But basically, it's a very stressful process.
Yeah.
But the other option is that they ask me to help them, and I go. All they have to do is just sign an authorization for me to deal with their bank, and I go there. I go between them and between their lender, and I act as a shield. I negotiate everything for the benefit of my client. So the house can be sold eventually, but a house can be sold on your terms.
So the homeowner is like, currently in these situations right now, there's people that out of work, who are not paying their mortgage, and they're feeling they're getting, they're going to have to pay and catch up eventually, and they're not going to make one payment, then two payments, and the pre-foreclosure letter starts coming in, and it's a month, and then it's 2 months. It could be pretty stressful. So you're going to come in and kind of just be their advocate, right? Work for them and so on their behalf, you're going to represent them with the banks and the lenders?
Absolutely.
Wow.
And that's exactly what I do, and that's why.
And you don't charge any upfront fees or anything, right?
I don't charge any upfront. Even I don't charge in the bank. I don't charge any fees to my clients.
Okay.
I charge fees from the bank as a commission. They pay me.
Oh, okay.
for doing this work. So I'm not working for free, of course. I work for a commission, but the commission is being paid by the lender, the one that I'm negotiating with. And I negotiate my commissions with them. Even if the lender reduces my commission, I'm not going to come after you asking to pay me extra because the lender reduced my commission.
Okay.
Whatever I negotiate with the bank, that's what I get, and I'm happy with that. But maybe I can just give the reasons why doing a short sale is better than doing nothing. Why working with me is better than
Yeah,
working
because
without.
either you let it go into foreclosure, that must be terrible. But yeah, what is the benefit of working with you through a short sale?
I just remember those sleepless nights that I had to go through, and the whole embarrassment that I had to go through in front of my family when the house was just taken away from me. And I wouldn't want anyone to have to go through this.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why the first number one reason I would give you is the benefit that's not tangible, but that's the most important, is the peace of mind. I'm there, I know what I do, I've done this for over 10 years, and I know how to negotiate with your bank. All they have to do is ask questions if you want to find out more, if you have any doubts, if you have any misgivings, anything you want to know. I'm always open, transparent, 100%. I will never do anything behind your back.
Okay.
So peace of mind is the biggest asset that I'll bring on the table.
Okay.
So if that's a valid enough reason, I think
I would say for sure,
Yeah.
especially going through something like that must be highly stressful. Yeah, and then especially with the current situation where people are already dealing with COVID and stress, now to have this added on, I think it would be a great, okay.
Basically,
So you're gonna
I'm-
help them out with peace of mind, take it off their table.
I become your advocate.
Okay.
That's what I do. And the second thing that is more tangible now, we prevent the foreclosure. So the foreclosure that was scheduled at a certain time and a certain date, that the officer is just going to hit the table with a hammer and say sold,
Mm-hmm.
that's not going to happen. So
Okay.
that's what we prevent. And because we prevent the foreclosure, the third reason is that we save your credit, because with the foreclosure, it's going to stay on your credit forever. So that doesn't happen.
I was reading something that you also, the relocation assistance even, so
Yes.
I saw something where you can, how does that, so you can actually help the person?
Yes. And that's the other thing that we do, is that once we go through all this process, we always, 100% of the time, request the lender to assist you with some relocation money.
And they do that? The lenders?
Yep.
To get you out of the house? Like, okay, I guess I can see that, but okay.
The lenders are losing a lot of money, but they're willing to pay you. Most of the time, they'll pay between $3,000 and $10,000,
Wow.
which is quite a bit of money, considering that you haven't made any payments to the lender in a while. But the lender is still paying you that money because the lender doesn't want to lose more. If the house goes for foreclosure, it's not going to benefit the lender. So they want you to cooperate. They want you to stay in the house or take care of the house while the house is being sold. And be cooperative. Just sign the papers so the lenders can get this off their books. There are not monsters out there. We just have to know how to deal with them. So
Okay.
if you deal with them right, I would say 90% of the time they'll pay the relocation fee.
Wow. That is really good to know.
So the other thing is that basically you control how long you're going to stay in your house. Because all the short sale process is not like we put it on the market, it sells within like 2 or 3 weeks or 1 month, you're out of the house. Sometimes it takes 2, 3, 4 months or longer. And then all this time you get to stay in the house for free. You don't pay any mortgage, you don't pay any rent.
Okay.
And basically you can save up whatever money you have in that period of time for your next move. I know if you want to rent an apartment, especially with the credit that you have, might be difficult or challenging, so you probably want to get a little bit more money saved up where you can pay upfront rent to be able to get into a nicer place.
Wow.
So another reason is that basically you can get your own schedule. Like
What do you mean?
you know how the negotiations proceed, and then we're get it close to getting an approval for the sale,
Right.
the lender will give us at least another month. So all this time we can use to schedule your next move, to schedule or to find the next place where you want to go, and you're going to have a set date in mind when you can get your movers, your family to help you to get everything organized.
And you have a real estate license, so you can also help them, you know, I mean, we're gonna take care of the foreclosure. What about, okay, so since they're not gonna be foreclosure, how does it affect their credit, and how does it affect that part? Because I think I read someplace, or you were saying that if they do the short sale, right, it's not gonna affect their credit, or how does it affect their credit? Because
No, it is going to affect the credit
Okay.
regardless, because the minute you're 30 minutes late on your mortgage payment, that affects your credit negatively. You get a negative impact on your credit with the first
30
late
minutes?
mortgage payments. 30 days.
I thought,
Not 30
okay,
minutes.
I was like, wait, what?
Sorry.
I was like, dang, they are getting picky nowadays.
Yes.
Okay.
Fortunately, we're not there yet.
Okay.
But if you have missed a payment 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, every time you miss a payment, your credit goes further down and
Okay.
further down. But the moment the short sale closes, you're going to get a report on your credit like account settled for less, and that's it. That account is going to close, and then from there on, you're going to get your credit up and up and up and up, unless you get something else there that is not related to this one. So your credit score will going to increase after the short sale. You're going to get this record on your credit, of course, but it's not quite as bad as foreclosure. It's just like another late payment in your mortgage, and the older it gets, the more seasoned it gets, the less it's going to affect your credit. As a matter of fact, I know people that were eligible to purchase another house 1 year after they had a short sale.
Wow. You know, another thing, I was looking at your background too, because you're a Zillow Premier agent. You got reviews on there, but almost all your transactions have been helping people with pre-foreclosures, right? I think it was 80%.
Something like
That's
that. Yeah.
crazy. That's
And
I've never seen that
even
before.
the other 20% is basically the transactions that I got by helping people doing their pre-foreclosure deals. I got referrals, and I got some other deals that basically came out of those. So, because I like to do something exceptional, I want to be creative, and by doing exceptional service, I get exceptional results, and that makes me very satisfied as a person, because I know that I'm doing something differently. I'm bringing difference in people's lives, and I don't want to undermine other agents' service. I know every agent is great. Every time an agent help a person sell or buy a home, they're doing a great service. But in this situation, I think what I do makes a big change and impact in person's life.
Yeah, when I first was talking to you, I was like, why are you doing pre-foreclosures? There's a lot more money in just residential, normal transactions. But now I kind of get it. It's personal.
It is personal.
It is a little personal. That's
You're
cool. Now I understand it a lot more.
So,
It makes a lot more sense.
and another incentive that we get here is, like, a lot of times people are getting into foreclosure, but they don't even live in the house. They might have some tenants there, they're paying them rent. And the minute the tenants, they say a foreclosure notice, they might flip out and they might stop paying rent or something. But when I get into the deal and I negotiate with the bank, they're not going to send those foreclosure notices, or I'm going to be able to give you some documentation showing that you're still the legal owner of the property. So you can still collect the rent from your tenants until the property is sold. So that's an additional income that you can you're legally eligible to claim while the property is being sold,
Wow.
which again can take 3 months or more.
Is there anything else you want to add? I know you got things to do, and we got a few more minutes just to discuss. I think it's all interesting. I got to know you a lot better and why you're doing pre-foreclosure. But why should someone reach out to you? Because the pre-foreclosures, I mean, you always see people, we'll buy this house, we'll buy that house. If you're in trouble or whatever. What's the biggest difference? Like, why you?
Okay, so one last reason for doing a pre-foreclosure I wanted to mention first is that I work with great network of attorneys. Over the years, I've been working with a lot of attorneys, and I know their strong spots and weak spots. So if you're in trouble for something, or you're thinking about filing for bankruptcy, or you're thinking of getting some legal help, I'm not the one that's going to give you the legal help, but I can refer you to some good attorneys that can make sure that those attorneys are there for you. That's one thing that I'm going to be there 100% of the time. And as far as the difference between those guys
Yeah.
that put the sign like we buy those houses,
Yeah.
usually they buy the houses that you have a lot of equity, and maybe it's the house is free and clear, so they come and they negotiate a good price with you. They just give you like a wholesale price, they get the house, you're out, you're happy, you don't have to worry about anything else. But most of those people that when they come and they see the house has no equity or has negative equity, they actually come to me and ask me to help them negotiate with their lender. So I'm those people's
So you help
basically
them.
secret
I got
tool.
you. I got you. Okay.
I'm those people's secret tool that those people actually come to me. They use me to negotiate with the lenders.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Awesome. Well, I have learned a lot. I hope people enjoyed this, and I want to thank you for your time. And we'll be talking to you soon. Thanks, Ara.
Thanks for the great interview.